All right. What another bright morning here in Accra, Ghana. My name is Andrew Sakoto. If the name seems to be a mouthful, you can call me Andy for short. And it's yet another wonderful Friday, as I said. It's quite bright, very sunny here in Accra, and it's a holiday. So today is Farmers' Day. And here in Ghana, we are also preparing for elections tomorrow. So the atmosphere and the mood in town is it's kind of, charged for election, and there's a lot of debates, a lot of talk here and there. People are talking digitalization, others are talking job creation. The thing in the middle seems to be technology and how we can leapfrog into the 4IR, the fourth industrial revolution or fourth industrial era, how Ghana can be leading. So all these things are running and everybody's talking here and there. What a what a wonderful opportunity for me to be here on a holiday just to talk about LinkedIn optimization and then AI for your business in an election season where we all have to plan and prepare for 2025. So help us to stay ahead. The African Entrepreneurship Forum is a platform by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. We want to know where you're connecting from. As I said earlier, I'm Andrew Sakoto, Andy for short, connecting from Accra, Ghana. And I told you a bit about how the mood is here. We will gauge your mood and try and see if you are very much familiar with AI pretty soon. But help me in the chat box to know where you're connecting from and then who you are. And if you can, and I guess you can, because everybody here would be social media, savvy to an extent. So you can tell a friend to tell another friend that you're connected to the African Entrepreneurship Forum. This is the last installment for the year. And there's a platform that we share learnings, we build connections with each other, and then we more or less like guide each other's journey to the next level of our entrepreneurial, pathway. So you're welcome. I'm here with an amazing group of people who are going to be sharing their ideas, their initiatives, and their experiences and how they mastered LinkedIn and then how they are using AI or integrating AI to advance their business. So we'll get our first poll while you are also trying to let us know where you're connecting from in the chat box. Don't be shy. There's a platform for everybody. All right. So don't be shy and and just let us know. So the poll is here. You just want to know how often you use AI in your business. And it's an interactive forum. So we want you to be present. Okay. So everybody has to fill the poll, right? Everybody has to answer the question. So how often do you use AI in your business? I think for me, it's very often. I use AI, conversational AI tools for research, other insights regarding a specific topic or preparing my notes. And I want to get the first-hand experience on or first-hand sort of knowledge or insight into an area, right? And then also I use AI, generative AI, to help generate other forms of ideas, around the things I do. And there's an AI tool that we also developed internally in my organization where I work, Reach for Change, called Research Assistant. So it helps me to also conduct research and all that. So yeah, 55% of us use AI often. That's a good number. That's a good number. And the second question has to do with how often do you use AI in your business, right? No, how familiar are you with AI? I think, okay, we will select only one question for now. I think that's okay. The idea of using AI in your business seems to, answer the familiarity with AI, right? So with that said, we have an amazing gentleman who is from the research side of things and then also understands the nexus between technology and then business advancement. He has years of experience in the space and he's leading or the founder of an organization and principal. He probably explain further what it means to be a principal. It gives me the idea that he's a teacher and, headmaster kind of feel when I'm in Ghana, because principal seems to be, an instructor or a trainer or a teacher or a head of an educational facility. And also when you talk about principal in other context also. So we'll let him define what he means by a principal, but he's a founder of Tenery Research. As I said, they more or less like advance new knowledge, insight around how you and I can advance our business engagement. So I'm going to welcome David Lemayian. He's going to talk to us about understanding the AI as a tool, applying AI-driven technology for smarter research, ESG reporting challenges, and, you know, climate nuances and food security issues on how you and I would more or less get better, you know, in what we do. So over to you, David. I like your glasses. I think you and I are competing this morning on that.
Thank you, Andy. No, it's really good to be here, and really excited to join this team. I noticed the poll said that most people, in fact, use AI for their business often, and sometimes. So meaning that no one here has never used AI, which is exciting. Now, just to answer your question, principle means that every mistake that is made is on me. But all of the nice things that happen is on the teams that works. That's a very general, I think, explanation. So, hi, Andy. I guess my name is, as you've said, David Lemayian. I'm based out of somewhere called Eldoret, Kenya. It's a small town 6 hours away from the capital. We moved here for the clean air and just the relaxation. But then with these digital devices, we can connect with each other from everywhere. So very, very glad to be here. Andy.
Amazing to have you here with us also, David. So walk us through, I mean, basically what it means to use AI, you know, for as a tool, understanding AI as a tool, and also master research from a technology-driven perspective. So we have 7 minutes, and then we'll have a Q&A session with the rest of the team briefly, and then we'll move into the next aspects of the conversation. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. So very quickly, when I was asked to have this conversation about, how do you use AI as a tool? There are very many ways to look at this. So I'm going to start with a very small, brief history of what we understand as artificial intelligence. And I'm going to do this within 5 minutes. I'm going to talk to you about how AI in businesses, what we found in terms of doing research, what are some of the enablers, what are some of the blockers, particularly in our context and on the continent. What are some of the challenges that we are seeing that are barriers, and how you can sort of mitigate those barriers. So very quickly, AI in the crux of things is that we've been trying to get machines to do things. Here in Kenya, there was very early forms of using tools to get things done. Okay. So in Kenya has the earliest recorded history of sharpened stones that they would be able to use to crack nuts, to dig, to use as implements to be able to do more than the human can do, right? Or do what the human can do better. You want to dig? Why not use a what we call a jembe here, or a spade, or whatever it is. And that's how we got about using tools as humans in a long time. Now, AI came around to be able to try and figure out, okay, we have a lot of human tasks that we're trying to do, right? We're doing a lot of calculations, so computers. We're doing a lot of calculations. Can we be able to do that? Can a machine do that so that it does it quicker? So we had these massive rooms that had massive, mechanical things that you move around, and then it will be able to do the calculations. Now we have little phones. We have even smart watches, right? That we're able to do all these calculations. AI is not that much different. It's a tool that is able to do a lot of calculations to be able to give you a specific output, right? So you tell it, hey, what is this photo, right? So I have a photo here. What does that photo show? And then it goes through a massive check of, it's learned through being able to see, mountain ridges and be able to say, oh, these are clouds, these are what. And it's able to say, oh, this is a mountain, right? So it's even able to understand what is this. The interesting part about AI that has happened in the last, I think, 5 years is that for a long time, what people thought would be the breakthrough AI technology or artificial intelligence technology, people believed that it was going to be either vision, so being able to see things, and there was a lot of investment into that. It was about robots, so robots being able to move around, so being able to have a humanoid thing. The thing that's happened recently is that actually, which is very surprising, and I've done this, for many years, is what's been surprising is that it's large language models that have come to become the way we interact with these AIs. Now we need to take that opportunity and to be able to apply it to our business. Now, very quickly, because I know I have only very few minutes, is in Africa, we have a few things that are going to really trip us up. Now, it's the data for this language models. It's the compute infrastructure, so the computers that need to make these things happen. It's the talent, so being able to have proper training and to be able to say what is good AI, what is bad AI. And lastly, it's the use cases. So where are we applying these tools to be able to answer some of our questions? If we apply these tools to be able to get us water, are we applying a large language model to it, or are we figuring out how to be able to drill better, to understand where the water is, to be able to understand planning better? Now, to be able to answer that question, I think for businesses, we have to be very careful for a few things. In Africa, the access to compute can be hindered by the exchange rate. So, meaning that if you have a few dollars to your cedi, dollars to your naira, dollars to your rand, dollars to your Kenya shilling, that fluctuation, when you're accessing computers that are on AWS or somewhere else, it can affect your business. So be careful about that and respond to that. We have to be careful about the hallucinations, be able to test these systems to make sure that they don't have bias and that is westernized. Right? So a lot of these large language models are already trained on English and other languages and other contexts that are not ours as Africans. So be very careful for that. Now, there's a lot of conversation that is right now happening around regulations, and it's very, very important to be on top of that and to notice what kinds of policies our governments are coming up with. We are right now working with different governments to be able to understand how do we create the enabling policies and the right safeguards for our communities to use these new tools. So please look out for those for your business and what that impact is. You might be in trouble if you're using, AI tools to be able to hire. That can be a challenge. So be careful about that. Otherwise, you can see a lot of gains by just using AI. Other than a researcher, I'm also a software engineer, funnily enough, and I can tell you this: I do write code with AI, and it has tripled how I can be able to do anything. Thank you, Andy.
Wow, you write coding with AI. So,
Totally.
wow, that's amazing. Okay, I'm curious. What it would be your favorite AI tool that help you with your research and then
Yeah,
your more like the market analysis work that you do in support of other
yeah,
businesses and all that. What's your favorite AI
yeah.
tool?
So at the moment, one of the top ones must be Perplexity because it is able to use. So this is Perplexity AI. It's able to grab quite a bit of information. You're able to narrow down your search into sort of like your Google Scholars, and it's great. It's fantastic. Right now, also there are some other tools like Napkin AI, which allow you to do quick visualizations. So you can give it a large report, and it's able to now do some visualization so that your research is more acceptable, or rather, very good. And then I think lastly is Claude is a great tool to be able to have that back and forth. So really enjoying that. ChatGPT is great as well, but yeah, the O1 models are great. But yeah, those are my current favorite tools.
Wow. Okay, so the blend of conversational AI tools,
Mm.
and then I don't know if there's generative. So if you categorize them, how would you categorize these tools? Perplexity, and then
Yeah, this has been Yeah, this has been a difficult categorizations of AI tool has been difficult because some say that you have only predictive AI tools and generative AI tools on one side.
Mhm.
But yes, I think most of these are definitely they are such tools. Perplexity is a such tool primarily. Claude AI is a generative AI tool, particularly and conversational AI tool. And then you have your ideogram, which is a generative for pictures, which is great. Yeah.
Got you. Angel in the chat box is saying that if you could write the AI tools that you mentioned, if you can just drop them in the chat box. And for you just connecting or joining us right about now, there's the African Entrepreneurship Forum, and we're just having our first conversation. This more like a curtain raiser with David Lemayian, who is the founder and principal for Tenery Research. You can Google them doing amazing things within the field of research in integrating AI into research and also supporting businesses to scale from more like a competitive advantage angle or markets, penetration and all that. Beautiful stuff. I have one last question, and then perhaps I'm curious also to know if our participants may have a question, burning question. Please drop it in the chat box. I'll ask it on your behalf, but we only have 2 minutes for this. So the first question is that how can businesses that are here, I mean, African businesses, right? You made mention that we should be careful about hallucination, some of the data, because these large language models, most of them are developed, I mean, in Europe, and there is some sort of a bias towards a certain market. I know there are local or African developers who are trying to enter into the space to develop AI tools with models that are more indigenous to the African. So within that context, how can businesses in Africa be able to identify specific tasks, and areas where these AI tools that exist can add the most value to their work, given that most of them are not developed here and they want to also take advantage of the tool and be a part of this whole AI revolution. So where do we stand? How can you give us a bit of advice? And
Yeah. So what we do recommend and what our research shows is the teams that are most able to take advantage or best take advantage of AI, the businesses, and having spoken to quite a few boards, is that it needs to start with a strategy. So the overall organizational strategy. You have to be able to assess where you're starting from. So be able to assess and say, hey, these are our high value business units and our business goals, right? AI is a general purpose tool. And if you can then be able to start with an experiment around those high value business units and business goals, then you're able to apply it to where you're most likely to get the best value out of it, right? So, and it's being, embedded. Otherwise, what will happen is that you'll be left behind. Somebody will come in and will do it much quicker, much faster than you. So identify those business goals, start experimenting, make sure that you have it sandboxed around those experiments, and then understand how to then say, these are our measures of success. We say, we want to be able to serve, say, right now we're serving 10 customers per agent. Uh, can we be able to serve 100 customers per agent because we're using AI? Are we able to increase our net promoter scores, our customer satisfaction from X to Y? Then we're able to start saying, are we driving business? Not just to apply AI and say, hey, we're just shooting in the dark. You have to be strategic and be able to say, okay, this is what we're doing as a business, and then this is where we want to go, and this is how we're going about it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, David, for those thoughts. One final thing before we sign out, how can people get in touch with you, and where are you on social media, website, and all that? Let's share that, and then we move into the next part of the conversation.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy, and thank you everyone for making the time. Really a pleasure. I'll drop my contacts in there.
Awesome. So David will be here for a while. He's a very busy man with a very tight schedule, but he'll be around. So please, when he drops his contact and you don't get to hear from him, please reach out if you want to learn more about how to utilize AI as a tool for your business advancement. You start with strategic positioning as a strategy, as a business, what you really want to achieve. You experiment, you gain the understanding, and then you're able to then grow gradually from there. It'll be very chaotic from the start, but hey, we learn along as we go. So thank you for that. We have a second poll for the day. We want to know how often you use LinkedIn, because we are moving into the next aspects of the conversation now. Now we've spoken about AI setting the tone, and now LinkedIn for your business. How often do you use LinkedIn in your business? I use LinkedIn almost every day. So I'll say very often for me. I think I sleep on LinkedIn now. Every morning, I think it's one of the first platforms that I visit. After doing a quiet time, and then before I'm done, I'm like, okay, LinkedIn, what's happening there? Okay, very often, 76% of us use LinkedIn. 24% say sometimes. So it means that we all have a fair idea and understanding of LinkedIn and the value of it for your business. We have an amazing gentleman who is a buddy from the community management side of Jami, and he has years of experience in how you and I can optimize LinkedIn for our business growth. Darlington Baloni is the managing director for Darllon agency. As I said, he's a big man. He's going to tell us more about what he does and then move straight into the understanding of LinkedIn as a tool and how building meaningful connection on LinkedIn can improve your business, right? And then the importance of crafting a standout and memorable profile. Amazing. Over to you, Darlington.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. What a nice introduction, brother. Okay, so my name is Darlington. I'm the managing director for Darllon Agency. So basically, what we do is that we assist businesses to generate clients, right? We basically pitch their services and then they close the deals. So one of the tools that we have that assist them with doing these campaigns, one of the tools that we have is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn, a lot of people, they don't understand the power that it has, right? LinkedIn is a very powerful tool, especially if you know how to go about it, right? So one of the first few things that you need to make sure that you do on a daily basis is that, first of all, you need to download the LinkedIn application on your phone, all right? Once you have that application on your phone, I can tell you there is no way you are not able to reach anyone in this world, right? Especially if you're in a business where you're trying to pitch your services to certain industries with certain decision makers, be it in the logistics space. Let's say you're selling fuel and you want to speak to like the fleet managers. Those guys are available on LinkedIn. You just need to make sure that you log in on your LinkedIn, you add those connections and you reach out to them. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to share with you on how to do it all, right? And with LinkedIn, everything starts from your personal profile, all right? And with your personal profile, you need to make sure that it's branded, right? I'm going to quickly share my screen so that you can be able to understand what it is that I'm saying. Here we go. Okay. Just a second. Okay, so here, as you can see on my profile, right? My profile is very well much branded. Why am I branding it? I'm branding it so that the moment I start reaching out to individuals, once I have their attention and they pay attention to me, I want them to know exactly who I am and what it is that I do right from the get-go. Because what I want you to understand is that when you have a LinkedIn profile, right, people, when they land on your LinkedIn profile, they are going to read in a Z format, right? So they're going to start from the left to the right and back to the left and back to the right, right? So with LinkedIn, on the first structures that you see is your banner, is your profile banner, which is where you can see where it's green and black in the background. Then you get your profile picture, and then you get your bio section, right? The first thing that you need to sort out is your profile banner. Is going to be the one that lets people know the company you're involved in and the slogan that you guys have on your company. Already, you're already doing branding. Just by having that, already you're starting to build your personal brand. Because what I want you to understand is that with LinkedIn, it's acting like your business card online, right? And the thing about the internet today is that whether you like it or not, as long as you have a business that is online and as long as we have a website that is online, already we are going to have personal branding. And then what you find is that even if someone you're engaging with in the background and you're trying to close a deal, if they Google your name, the first link that will come up is your LinkedIn profile, right? So all these things have to be set in a proper way because they're essentially representing you, right? So back to the profile. When you go to the profile, right, first thing, sort out your company banner, right? Your company banner is the one that is going to go on your profile. Say your slogan, and then on the right, make sure that you put the logo of your company in a very big way that is very visible, right? If I can put it that way. So if you read my banner, it says propelling brands to revenue dominance. Already you can see that, okay, this guy is all about brand and marketing, right? And his brand company is called Darlon. Then when you come to my profile image, the profile image is the one where you want to show people that you want to be taken serious. Because remember, people have all different perceptions, right? So if you show up on your profile picture, you're trying to do business, but your profile picture is you sitting on a beach somewhere wearing shorts, chances are no one is going to take you serious, right? So you need to make sure that the image that you are putting on there is something that represents you professionally and you look quite well represented, right? And then when you go below, you're going to see the bio section, right? Here, you're just going to let them know directly what it is that you do. I help unlock the hidden potential of businesses through innovative B2B marketing and advertising techniques, sparking exponential growth in increased revenue. Then you let them know what it is that you do, paid ads, LinkedIn, and email marketing. It's very direct. If you scroll down, you have your about section. Your about section, make it very short and cute. Tell them furthermore on how you approach things. When you get to your content, you must post images, post videos, telling people what it is that you know about your industry and how people can best learn from some of the experiences that you've had in the industry, right? If you come down to the experience section, you can see exactly what it is that I do, my position in the entity, and my company is very well linked to the company page on LinkedIn. Then you scroll down, you see my history, you see my education and skills and all the courses that I've done, all right? This is a very quick, short, brief way of me letting you know on what it is that you need to do on LinkedIn, right? But one of the main things that you need to sort out right now is your profile image, right? And your branding on LinkedIn. Those are the main things that you need to have. If you can, as you can see, there's a tick next to the name that is called verification. You can do it with within the settings and look where it says NFC. You'll be able to get it. All right, back to you, Andy, because I can be too chatty.
I mean, you hit the hammer right on the nail. Spot on, right on time. Amazing. And I like the fact that you mentioned that your profile picture and how you profile yourself is more like
Yeah.
an image of you. That's how people will take you more or less like serious, that you are either
Mhm.
into this business or you're probably just chilling. You are just chilling. This is LinkedIn has a different dynamics to other social media platform like Instagram, Facebook, and all that. So you help us to actually understand, okay, there's a professional setting on LinkedIn. But I'm curious,
Mhm.
what are the unique features, on LinkedIn that can more or less, like, aside you having your profile picture branded properly and, you know, ticking all the boxes on your profiling, when it comes to business and professionals, what do they overlook or what do they take for granted, you know, on LinkedIn?
So I'll just touch on one point, right? That I just touched on is the last thing. You see that that verification thing where there's like a tick on next to my name, right?
Yeah.
What it does is that it adds on trust, right? If you're approaching someone and you're trying to do business with them for the first time, they've never heard of you, they don't trust you, all right? So already from the get-go, you need to make sure that there's certain aspects on your profile that shows someone that, okay, you are a legit person that is willing to expose themselves. Because in order for you to get that verification, that then means you have to like upload your passport or your ID, right, in order to get verified by LinkedIn. So what those things do is that they add on to the trust, right? They add trust, because when you're closing a deal, it's all about trust. So those are one of the features that a lot of people overlook, but they're very, very important.
Wow. 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 Great there. But those are paid, it's paid, right? So
Okay.
for
So
a moment, you may have to pay for this, for that to be trusted. And then or there's a strategy to it, right? And how
okay.
you
So with verification with the tick, you don't have to pay anything, right? LinkedIn, you can just go to the settings and they'll show you there's a setting where they'll show you to verify, right? And with LinkedIn, there's two ways to approach it. There's an organic way, and then there's the paid version, right? And the paid version, you can get it in Premium or Sales Navigator, right? But I won't get into that because that would be too much. But this one, it's all organic. Everything I mentioned, you can do it organically without paying anything.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, let's do a quick recap here. Let's do 3 things, and then I'll be doing 3 things till we wrap up this. So 3 things from you on how to grab attention on LinkedIn. First impression matters. So what are the 3 things that as entrepreneurs we can do to grab attention and to be taken seriously on LinkedIn? 3 major things for you, non-negotiables, or from your side.
The ones that I started off with, the non-negotiables, make sure your banner represents you and your company, right? Put your slogan, put your logo next to it, right? First thing, you need to have your banner representing you. Second thing is your profile image. Make sure that you are representing yourself very well. Don't put a picture of you in a bikini or you're wearing shorts. Yeah, no, we won't take Israel. We'll run away. We won't give you money, all right? So you need to get that correct. And then you need to get your bio correctly, right? Let people know that, okay, this is who I am, this is what I do. Don't let them know about what it is that you do on weekends. No one really cares about that. They just want to know what is it that you do and how can you best assist them. Those are the main 3 things that I would make sure that we get sorted right after this call.
Fantastic. I'm checking the chat box just to see if there are any questions from. Okay. I see that people got excited. Everybody was sharing their LinkedIn profile to get connected and all that.
Yeah.
I like what was going on right in the chat box. So please keep that coming in. Let's know. Let's just connect with each other. And of course, for us who are talking here, once you connect with us, we would definitely finish this and connect back. All right, to close that loop. One last question, and no, 2 more. Let me see the time. Okay, 2 more. We can do 2 more. So 3 tips from you in how we can engage someone on LinkedIn to start a conversation. How do you start a conversation? Like 3 tips. 3 tips from you.
Okay, so the first one is that if you have someone in mind that you want to engage with, right, and you are trying to do business with them, make sure that, number 1, they are the decision maker. This is the person that is finally going to say, yes, I told my account department to send you the funds. Make sure you reach that person first. Understand their title. Number 2, when you get to their LinkedIn, right, search for their profile and get the right profile, and then add them as a connection. And then once they accept, and this is the 3rd point, once they accept, welcome them to your network. Just say, hi, I'm Darlington. First of all, I would like to welcome you to my network. I see that you're in this industry, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you in the future. And then end it there. Don't try to sell them anything. Don't try to be funny, because hey, people will run away. Yeah? If you want them to run away, try it. I've seen it so many times, right? So just welcome them and start building a relationship with them, engage in their content, like their stuff. So keep it very short and very minimal. Don't complicate it, make it very simple.
Wow. Last question. And based on what you said, there's an aspect on professionalism and authenticity, right?
Mm.
How can we be professional and authentic at the same time? A friend of mine once said that there are a lot of fakers on LinkedIn, pretentious
Yeah.
people trying to sell something that they don't have. So,
Yeah.
and entrepreneurs, we want to be real as possible, yet be
Yeah.
professional. Tips from you, 3 things, and then we'll
Okay.
just wrap up with that.
So the best way for you to be able to balance professionalism and show authenticity is through content, right? Now, the best way to do this and the best form of content on LinkedIn is video, all right?
Wow.
Record yourself a 1-minute video talking about a specific topic that you personally enjoy, either work related or not work related. The one, funny enough, that doesn't perform very much well is work related. Personal related stuff performs very well. But we are on LinkedIn because we want money, right? We are not here to play games. We want to sell, we want to make money, right?
Absolutely.
So when you are doing those videos and making content, make sure that you know what you're talking about. Make sure that it's very, very legit. If you go to my profile and look at all the other stuff that I've been posting, it's just me talking about marketing and sales, right? Because you are setting yourself as an authoritative within that specific topic. That is how you get people to trust you, right? So they can only be able to trust you by you sharing yourself and exposing yourself in front of the world with speaking with the camera and speaking with facts, and make sure that you know what you're talking about, because if you don't know, people will be able to pick it up.
Spot on, spot on. If you don't know, people will be able to pick it up. Be authentic, be original. Talk about what you love, what you are doing, and that would give you the advantage. Thank you so much, Darlington. We'll take our 3rd poll. Darlington is still here with us, so please drop any question, burning question in the chat box. He'll react to it. And you can also reach him. It's his name, Darlington Baloni on LinkedIn. He showed his profile. Just reach out, ask him all the questions. It's ready available. Some of the questions that you ask him, he may, move forward to say that, okay, let's set up a call for a business talk. So be open for that. He's a big man on that. Okay, our 3rd point, we want to know how you use AI language models like ChatGPT, BirdBard. Some of them here, I'm a novice. I don't know some of them. I've heard ChatGPT, I've used Gemini, Google Gemini. I'm not sure of Perplexity and all that, but please let us know if you use AI language models like these tools in your business. So I have tried, maybe I've tried them. If I say them, there are 2 or 3 of the stuffs there that I've tried. And then the second question, have you used no code and automation platforms like make.com, Zapier, Replit, or Bolt to scale your business? Let us know that. I have used, I think Zapier for a couple of businesses that I support here. I've tried it once or twice. Yeah, I'm answering this question on from my perspective. So let us know what you think about this. Submit it and let's see the results right now. This is a bit technical. So the 3rd part of the program. So it's a 3-part program. If you are following. So we started first with David setting the scene when it comes to AI as a tool, and we heard from Darlington talking to us about LinkedIn as a tool, optimization of LinkedIn to promote your business. And now we are entering into the language models and how you and I can utilize those models for business, introducing very shortly the JamiiTrade platform with a platform manager who is going to then teach us AI as a tool. Not talking about JamiiTrade specifically, but perhaps highlight a little bit about it, probably. Okay, so we have the results here. Let me quickly see. Oh, 53% of us. We are all very sharp people here. Huh? Wonderful. And then the second question, 53% says that they have used them regularly, 20% try them occasionally. So that split there, 2027. Awesome. And then you've used no code automation. Wow. 7% regularly, heard of them, but never used them. Never heard of them. 53% of us never heard of this. You are the right place, all right? You are the right place. Now you're going to be listening to Mariette do Plessis. She's a big woman also. She's a big woman. And you know, when we started the conversation, actually, she turned on her AI tool and she was having a conversation with a tool, literally just telling, you're talking to my, keep quiet, I'm doing something. And I was like, wow, fascinating, huh? These things, they work, oh, they work. Mariette, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Mariette is a
Excellent.
JamiiTrade platform manager, and she's going to be talking to us about AI as a tool also from a more business integration perspective, how you can integrate these tools and the best practices, for leveraging AI effectively. Mariette, if you are ready, we are ready.
I
Over.
am. I don't know why my camera is not showing. Let me just stop it and start it again and see if it comes on. Technology that we all love when it works. Let me
I
just
think your
see.
voice is also perfect. Maybe whilst you talk through it, hopefully the camera would help us.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'll carry on. Apologies, everyone, that I can't show my face. Hopefully it'll come up. I probably opened up too many windows here.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to be very short and sweet and to the point. And the goal of my chat to you, I'm building on, as Andy said, I'm building on what Dave has spoken about in the beginning. So, what I'm hoping to leave you with is some real excitement as we wrap up the year and as you go into 2025. I mean, the AI has really the potential to take your business to the next level in 25. Just like the printing press, cameras, internet, AI is really changing everything. And with AI, the only limit is your imagination. AI has put everything within your reach. Like Darwin said, it's not the strongest of the species that'll survive, nor the most intelligent. It's the ones that's the most adaptable to change. And you don't need to be a specialist. You don't need to know coding. You don't need to know how to write. You don't need to. It's really the future of AI belongs to the generalist. So all that you need to do in your business is to focus on mastering a few key skills. And with those skills, you can become a one-person army. You can have the powers of an entire business large organization behind you if you use AI correctly. I mean, these AI skills, like Dave has mentioned, you can build software, you can automate tasks, you can create awesome content, creatives, visuals, you can connect with your audience in powerful ways. So I want to run through a few things that I want to just briefly touch on in the short time that we've had. Dave mentioned AI, doing app development. For me, that's one of the most powerful opportunities for entrepreneurs, where you can really speak like you would speak to your friend, and you can create an application. And I'll just now share my screen and show you what we did in the JamiiTrade Jam session, where we asked one of the entrepreneurs to just give us an idea of an application that will help her business or their business, and it was a lady that responded. And I'll show you what we did in that session just by talking to the AI. Then the next level of AI is really AI agents and automation. And now, for me, that's the true power for entrepreneurs. You can automate tasks. Anything that you are doing currently manually, personally, you can automate. Whether it is going through your emails and responding, you can have an AI agent that can do that for you. Obviously, you need to train that agent. But it's easy, it's not difficult, as long as you just talk to a Claude or a ChatGPT to ask them for how to do it, you can set it up for yourself. And of course, content creation, we all know it. We all know the mid journeys, and well, I don't know if you know all the latest ones, but the Leonardos, the Fluxes, all of those that are just becoming really better. I mean, you don't need to have creative skills anymore. So I want to just quickly share my screen. Let me just get it up here and just make it a little bit practical for you guys.
Mhm, mhm.
Can you see my screen that I've shared? Can you see yourself, Andy?
I can see myself.
Okay, good. Okay, so one of the things I want to just quickly show what I mentioned. This was an application. So there's something called Replit.com, and there's a new one that's really making wave. It's called Bolt.new. But Replit.com is one that I prefer. And I've just asked the AI just to refresh my memory what we asked it to do. And if you can see on my screen here at the bottom, there's like the original prompt we gave it in the jam session, that JamiiTrade jam session. We said, implement a comprehensive responsive design. Oh, sorry, no, that was not the original prompt. I can't remember, but it was something like the entrepreneur is in the cosmetics business, and she manufactures or produces her own skincare range, and she wanted an application where somebody can chat to on a website and have a consultation. And we asked the AI and he did it. So I just want to show you here. This is obviously not deployed. It's sitting on the server where we've asked it. And you can ask this AI anything. You can say, my hands are dry, you know, something like that. And this application was built while we were having a session. It was a 20-minute session. Okay, I just now didn't type enough, so let's just see while it's busy thinking about it. Obviously, because it's sitting on a development server, it's slow and not fast. But this completely fully functional website was created in the 20 minutes that we were having the session. So here this application that would now sit on her website says, blah blah blah, dry hands are common, skin analysis, morning routine, things. We've created a place where she can upload a product, where people can book. Now the whole idea of using something like a Replit to create an application is to grow your business. You want to capture leads, you want to create new opportunities, but you don't want to be the one that's going out there trying to see who's visiting your website. So you create an application that can capture all those things. So this is just an example of a perfectly beautiful site that was just created by giving it one instruction in a normal English. Okay. Let me see if there's something else. Okay, I want to quickly jump, because we've got limited time. I just want to quickly jump on the language models that Dave also mentioned in the beginning, and just show you guys how you can really unlock the power. So Claude, I think most of you are familiar with. It's done by Anthropic. So the power of Claude is twofold. Okay, one, you can create something called projects on the back end. So you can upload, if you are working with a new customer, you can upload all information about that customer here. And then everything that Claude will give you back will be about that customer, and obviously leveraging its online or internet knowledge, not its online. Claude is not real time. But the power for you is you create projects specific to your clients or specific project that you work on, and you can ask it anything. So I've got like a project here called Alex or Mosey. I really admire him. So in terms of his advice and his knowledge, so I've created this one that just helps me put things better the way Alex or Mosey does it. ChatGPT has got also unique capabilities that you can leverage for your business. Now, the one thing that people don't actually know about, if you come to ChatGPT and you have here customize my GPT, if you add a little bit of background about your business and what you do, what you want to do, how you want ChatGPT to respond, it will become an extension of your business. So if you say, you know, my business is business consulting, and this is what I focus on, this is my expertise, these are the clients, then its responses will be tailored to you. Okay. Another really powerful feature of ChatGPT, is that it's got different GPTs that you can use. If you click on the GPTs, you can find any type of GPT that can help you in your business. So for example, one that I use quite a lot is a whimsical one. So if I want to create a diagram for a client, I'll just describe it and it'll create the diagram for me that I can go and edit on this program called Whimsical Diagrams. So there's so much one can do. You can also create your own GPTs. So you can go and set up your own little agents that's going to do things. So for example, for my CEO, Tiki, she wanted to create posts on LinkedIn that writes like her, or she wanted to write articles. So I told it how I gave it all her articles, and I said, this is how Tiki writes. Can you now write like this? And then the agent or the ChatGPT produces all the content in the way that Tiki talks about it. Last one I want to touch on, and I know we're running out of time, is Perplexity that David mentioned. So Perplexity is similar to Claude, where it's got spaces. So it's similar to Project. You create a space, and then once you've created the space, you can tell Perplexity if you only wanted to work with your data, or if you wanted to also access the internet. So if you want to make sure that you control the information that it gives and only uses your information, you would then tell it to specifically work. Another really awesome feature of it is the ability to create web pages for you on anything that you. So if you search something, let's say African entrepreneurs now, what you can do is you can create your custom set of knowledge for yourself. Whenever Perplexity responds, you can create a page from it, and it saves the page, and it's like a web page that you create. So it gives you the opportunity to create a page on the information that it shares with you. It's taking a little bit long. Yeah, so you can now, yeah, at the top is a button next to the share, convert to page. So now what it's going to do, it's going to create a page about, okay, sorry, my spelling was a bit wrong. It's going to create you a knowledge page to reference. So if you're doing research on clients, if you're doing research on the market, if you're just trying to teach yourself something new and you're using these models, Perplexity is very good because it really authenticated research. It gives you the sources, and then it creates this website, and you can keep it private or you can share it with the world. I tend to do a lot of these for myself. If I'm trying to learn something specific, that I create my own knowledge files that I can reference afterwards. Are we out of time?
Yes, but this is exciting.
Okay, I wanna wrap up just with two.
Okay.
I want to wrap up just with two things that I want to share.
Okay.
Dave mentioned Napkin. So
Napkin.
really, guys, go and look at Napkin. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it's really a powerful way to visualize information, especially if you need to present it to a client. So if I type in here business proposal on, let's say something, business proposal, give me an idea. Business proposal
Textile
on
manufacturing. Textiles.
textiles manufacturing. Okay, so what it does is it creates its own. It's like a large language model, like a Claude and a ChatGPT, and it creates all this information for you, and now you can visualize it. So you can, for example, take any information here, like a market analysis. You can highlight it, and you can click here on the little icon, and it will. And this is a free tool, guys. You don't have to pay for this. And then what it does, it visualizes that content for you, and it's got so many different ways that you can present the information. It's just so that, when you do a presentation for a client or you do a report, that you can visually really make it look good. And then you just download the image here. Okay. That's the one free tool that's really powerful. And a lot of entrepreneurs that I've mentioned this tool for use it actually to brainstorm. The other tool that is also free and that is incredibly powerful is Google's notebook language model. It's called notebooklm.google.com. And there's so many ways you can use it. You just basically can upload any information, whether it's a website, a YouTube link, whether it's a Google document, Google slide, text that you want to put in, and then you can interrogate that information. And what is really cool about this one, it creates a nice little podcast that you can listen to on any information. So for example, if I've got, this is like the one with Alex Hormozy, if I want to summarize and listen to this book, I can just ask it to create a conversation about the book. So it'll generate it like a podcast that you can listen to. You don't have to read everything. Okay, I'm going to stop there.
Wow. Well, this whole thing is just so fascinating. I don't know about all of you, but guys, I'm blown away. And it's a bit scary also, come to think of it when we think about protection, data protection and okay, so there are a couple of tools that you are protected, so you can customize it. You can feed it with your own, information, and then it just augments the information for you. But Mariette, give somebody hope in terms of trust. So the usage of this, that hey, there's no scary aspect to it. It just has to get you, as you said, be willing to learn and be adaptable. So I don't know how you can help us to have hope and confidence in using this tool to stand out and to leapfrog in terms of how we access and take the full advantage of the digital era. All right.
Okay, so your question has got so many layers.
So maybe on hope, trusting these tools that we can get the best out of them without having fear that our data or information is going to be compromised in any way.
Okay, so my answer would be I think the big guys, the regulators, and all those are fighting those battles, okay, in terms of privacy. And really, it's not if you're going to sit and wait for somebody to give you a thumbs up that nothing is going to happen to your data. It's like the internet. You don't know if your website is 100% secure or if it could be hacked, if large banking institutions get hacked. So nothing is 100% guaranteed in the world, but I know for a fact that all the AI companies are really doing their best, and every time some issue is raised, they address it immediately. So all I can say, don't hold back, go all out, give your imagination just free reign and maximize and use this. And sorry, I wanted to mention, Andrews, you said, that thing about me chatting to the AI. One of
Yes,
one of
yes.
the really cool things that you guys need to use, and unfortunately I can't show it now because my video is not working, but if you download ChatGPT on your phone, um, there's a voice activated feature on it where you can brainstorm with ChatGPT like you talk to a normal person. So see it as a like you can tell it to act like any expert. So for example, let's say you need to present to investors, and you can say to it, I need to to the AI, I need to present this to investors. I want you to be really, really like the most difficult investor and give me hell, and I'm going to present to you and you need to tell me how I'm doing or criticize me. So, guys, download ChatGPT, use that voice feature, use it as an extension of your business. It's incredibly powerful just to lift you.
Wow, I didn't cut you there. I was just saying that this whole thing is so amazing, Mariette. And using the voice aspect of ChatGPT is just mind-blowing. Of course, it's going to help you really put a lot of things into proper perspective and even push your business further. I see Yvette Brown reacting to it. She's kept her camera on. You can see her. She's saying that it's an amazing feature, and I think she has a lot of testimony to this. So thank you so much. There's a lot of chat. I mean, so many information. People are just so blown away by this presentation, but this is how far time can bring us here. I mean, time is fast spent and we respect your time so much. We want to say thank you so much to Mariette. Please follow JamiiTrade. We have our Jamii sessions, and she actually spends time with entrepreneurs to bring these insights to them. I mean, for free. And we more or less like what we stand for is to help you on your entrepreneurial journey to succeed, right? So Shared Value Africa is here with you. Follow us across all platforms. And this session has been recorded, so you are going to receive the recording or the versions in the YouTube recording in your email. So stay with us. I'm still marinating some of the things that Mariette shared. I'm still in my head, Everything that has been shared so far here from David, from Darlington to Mariette has been amazing, all to help you succeed 2025 and beyond. 2025 and beyond. These are my final words to you. We want you to stay ahead and stand out. So these tools, as Mariette said, let your imaginations fly, all right? Be open-minded and integrated within your business so that you can succeed. We want African businesses to succeed and to use this tool to actually help them, augmenting the knowledge and helping you to do well. So thank you so much for staying with us. We appreciate you so much, all entrepreneurs connecting on the call. We look forward to having you again next year. This is the last installment for the year, and what a way to wrap up 2024. Oh my goodness. Let's stay in touch. All right. All the best, and see you next year in the first quarter of the year. Take care. Bye.